Hey all, and welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum. In this behemoth of a part, we're apparently going to be fighting a deluge of Pokémon trainers, a veritable smorgasbord. And if I can get my words out correctly, I will say that we're probably going to be off topic for most of it, because it's just fucking trainer battles, and we need some other subjects to talk about. So, big news, actually, in the Pokémon universe. A new Pokémon, as of today, September the 25th, 2018, was announced. We don't know whether it's a Gen 7 or a Gen 8 one at the time of recording, but Meltan, the Hexnut Pokémon, a Steel type, was revealed. Don't laugh just because I said nut, okay? It's not like it's not like it was called the fucking Hexsplooge Pokémon, alright?
Well, I'm sorry, but when one of the Hexmaniac characters gets a little bit excited, they find Meltang. That's what happens.
Rishi, tell us a bit about Meltan, please. How it was announced, what it looks like, what it's all about. Let us know.
Well, so it's an interesting one actually. So about a week or so ago, people who were playing Pokemon Go suddenly started finding this weird Pokemon wandering about the world, and we're just like, wait, what is this? Has a new Pokemon leaked? It was basically like a silvery, metallic-y Ditto with a big golden brass nut on its head with a with an eye floating around in it and sort of like a cord sticking out. And some people were just like, is this how they're introducing Kecleon into Pokemon Go? Because the red cord bit sort of looked like Kecleon's stripe,
right,
and the eye shape sort of looked like its eye pattern. So people were thinking, maybe it's Kecleon. Other people were thinking, what have Niantic done? Have they messed up and released a new Pokemon into the world without Pokemon Company saying it? Because, like, that's not okay. Because, like, why would they do that?
How could they do that?
Exactly, it's just like, it's never happened before where a Pokemon's been announced, like a soft announcement where it's just appeared and then it's been announced. But that is exactly what has happened. So Meltan was in Pokemon Go, you could catch it, but it would then transform into a Ditto upon capture.
Yeah.
And then today, they just put out a video on YouTube, and I'm assuming all their social media channels, of Professor... Is it Willow, who's the professor for Pokemon Go? And Professor Oak from Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, having a chat. It was slightly odd seeing, the two different game graphic styles coinciding.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wasn't great in that respect, and also the Professor Oak voice did not sound right to me, but that's because I'm so used to old school Oak, and clearly new school Oak has changed somewhat since then.
Welcome back. You were close.
Yes. And basically Professor Willow was just like, I've contacted you because we've kind of found a weird Ditto that's kind of taking the shape of a Pokemon that I've never seen before. And Oak was just like, oh, I don't think I've seen that before. Wait a minute, no I have. It is in this ancient text that I have been deciphering. It's called Meltan. And that was basically the gist of the whole trailer. It was just going, look, it's a new Pokemon. And so it seems very much like Meltan is the special Pokemon that is available in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee that can be transferred over to Go or vice versa.
I have heard, though, that you might need to actually play Go in order to get it. I'm not sure how true that is, but if so, that strikes me as a little bit counterintuitive.
Yeah, if that is the case, then I'm just going, kill it now. But I mean, it's a way of kind of, cross-promoting each of the games, and in a way, obviously what they're trying to do with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee is try and bring more new Pokemon fans into the fold. So they're trying to get the people who got Go to get Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee to kind of transition them perhaps into playing more of the console games to, make their numbers even bigger than what they already are, and they're already ridiculously big. So, as an idea, works great, but it will perhaps feel a little bit cheap for those of us who, don't play Go, purely because, we either don't live around big cities or go into big cities or park regularly enough to make use of that, or, just generally don't leave the house all that often, or, all that sort of stuff.
Richie,
so...
why you gotta put me on blast like this? Okay, I'll play Go eventually. Just give me my Pokemon.
Well, no, I'm also putting myself slightly on blast because even when I did play Go briefly, but whenever I went anywhere there wasn't really anything going on, or at least when I went to look at it, I was just like, I'm kind of not feeling this because it means that I've got to go out places, and obviously being a sort of stereotypical geek, I don't tend to go out all that much.
Wow, how could you, Richie? So counterintuitive.
I know, and also it didn't help that, Pokemon Go didn't really work properly on my phone, like it kept freezing, and then I forgot my login to my account, and I was just like, you know what, I can't even be bothered, so I just dropped it.
Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna make another Pottermore account, fuck this.
I wouldn't know if my phone would even support it. Like, my phone is about 6 years old, and a lot of stuff now just doesn't run on it at all, but naturally I'm too stingy to buy a new one, so...
Wow, yeah, that's odd. You don't really hear of, people having phones older than themselves.
Fuck you. I'll have you know, I am actually 12 and a half years old. I'm a big boy now.
Oh, congrats.
No, but it's a fun one, because the top button that you use to turn it off don't even fucking work, so, that's
God.
fun.
you probably need to get that upgraded, Flame, if it's not working properly.
Fuck that noise. But yeah, I didn't actually get a chance to give my opinions on Miltank while we were doing the whole backstory sort of thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Miltank, when I first saw the screen caps from Pokemon Go going around, I thought it looked like a placeholder for something else.
Yeah.
Because the design looks very bland, it looks boring as shit, it looks like they were just using it as a temporary graphic for something. But no, that's the actual design. It's shit. I really do not like that design at all.
What is it with, Game Freak? They just design things out of things. It's not like, they've had a Pokemon literally be a Pokeball, turned it upside down and gave it angry eyes. No, this is the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Well, I mean, at least some of the item Pokemon, and that includes some of the more recent ones, I can kind of see why people like the rubbish bin bag kind of Pokemon, even though I don't like them. They've at least got a bit of personification to them, whereas this is just a fucking little nut. That's all it fucking is. It has no real, charm to it at all.
Well, I beg to differ there. I feel it's quite cute, actually.
Well, maybe if you have shit taste. Do you like the keys from Gen 6 as well?
Klefki's fine. I don't really feel strongly one way or the other.
Oh, well, that's shit too, so fuck you.
Yeah, well. At least keys have a use, Flame.
And?
Unlike you big poo.
Okay, well, then do all the rest of the work yourself.
Okay, I will. Richie, could you handle this for me? I have places to be.
Oh, Tom, you'll have places to be. Are you going to go out and catch some of these Miltank in Pokemon Go, are you?
Oh, fuck. I knew there was a flaw in that. Jesus. I have an anecdote to tell you here. This is actually quite shameful because I was about to record with Volk one day and I was super fucking tired. I think this was just after we'd started the Guiding Key or HFC Kingdom Hearts Marathon. So I said to Volk oh, I need to have a nap or something. I won't be able to make it. Or wait, no. What I actually said was I have to go out and help my mum with some chores, be a bagman and whatnot. And I realised after I said that and settled down for said nap to re-energise myself, wait a minute, this is retarded. I don't go anywhere. So I just told him later, and he was fine with it, a bit annoyed, but he was yeah, I did sense something was off when you said you were going outside.
Why do you even need to bluff something? It's not like you're a kid and you're trying to convince your mum you're too sick for school or something. What the hell?
Because, I didn't want to just say I need to sleep, because I'm approaching 30 and I should be energetic and whatnot, but sometimes I'm just not.
Well, I mean, that didn't stop me from saying, I'm going to bed earlier just before he started.
Yeah, but that didn't affect the recording process, Flame, and I don't like wasting Volk's time.
Fair one.
It's true, but one thing I will say is you're saying sort of approaching 30 you should be energetic. No, I disagree with that assessment, because generally I think once you've kind of hit past 21, you just go downhill from there in terms of energy, because your body just goes, yeah, no, I'm getting old now, I can't be bothered, and then you're just why does just doing like a small thing make me feel tired? Like, this shouldn't be a thing, but it is, and it's a whole thing of getting older, unfortunately.
No, okay. I'm fat as shit, but I'm gonna have to stop you there. It's because you eat so many Jaffa cakes and whatnot, Richie, that you suddenly mysteriously feel out of energy.
No, it's because I'm getting older, and...
Yeah, it's the... Am I wrong? No, it's my body that's wrong.
You sounded like some fucking mid-20s boomer. Like, Christ, I'm getting old. I can't do anything.
Well, I mean, I have always said that in terms of the way my mindset is that I'm basically like a 7-year-old, a 27-year-old, and a 70-year-old in the same body, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah, I feel older than I actually am physically, but mind-wise, I'll probably never progress past like 17 or 18, which is a sad thing, but hey, at least I work on the internet where I won't be judged by co-workers.
No, that's alright. Let's just go back to the shit talk group.
So, is this thing kind of like we're going down one? It actually reminds me of that one set piece in Metal Gear Solid, but we're just doing it in reverse, really. And you know, the lack of people with rifles and whatnot trying to kill us.
Yeah, that's like the main distinction here, really. We're just having like Pokemon battles rather than being shot at. But yeah, this, I will say, this is the one point of the game that I really never look forward to whenever I play Colosseum, because it is just a long trek of battles. And because it's just in one area, it really feels like you're not really getting anywhere. And every one of them's got a fucking shadow Pokemon, so like you got the time-consuming, slow snagging. It's like one of the weakest points of the game for me.
Definitely. I think it also doesn't help that it is in that whole particularly grungy look, because like all of the battle arenas are basically identical, and you just kind of do end up in that point of just going, yep, can I just check out right here, because I'm not really feeling it, like, and it just continues and continues and continues. You're just like, for God's sake, end already.
Oh, there is a worse arena for that, like in the post-game. You'll see what I mean when we get there.
I probably remember it, but I've forgotten it, so it'll be a nice, awful surprise when it returns, and I'll probably go, oh god, this thing!
Yeah. Rich, have you ever caught all the shadow Pokemon in this game?
I have indeed caught all the shadow Pokemon in this game, and from what I recall, I did actually purify them all, from what I remember, because I did try to go for that Ho-Oh that you can get for beating the Colosseum, and I remember getting somewhat far in the battle mode battle, and then for some reason either not succeeding or just giving up and just going, you know what, I actually cannot be bothered with this. I think it was at the time when I was trying to catch them all in like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, because I got close, but never fully managed. Oh no, it was Fire Red where I was trying to do it.
Okay.
And I got close, but I never quite managed it there. I did get, I think, a lot closer in Gen 4, because I think I got to 492 when there were 494 Pokemon, I think, because all that was missing was Arceus and Rhyperior, I think.
Okay, Arceus I get, because it's an event thing, and they never distributed the item to do it, but I actually missed Rhyperior.
It wasn't that I missed it, it's just that I reached the point where I couldn't be bothered to level up my Rhyhorn to a Rhydon and then trade it over.
Laziness.
Like, it was just pure laziness, because I think I'd been playing for so long at that point, and I'd moved on to other games and stuff, and it just faded out of being a thing.
He was lazy, that's the reason!
I think it might have also been that Gen 5 was coming out, and I was just like, you know what, actually, I can't be bothered at this point.
It's a losing battle. As soon as I finish this one, they're going to throw another 100 or so on me.
Yeah, it was after that point of getting so close that I just gave up trying to catch them all. It was just like, I'm never going to succeed in this, so you know what? I'm just going to enjoy the stories of the games, and that will be enough for me, and I'm glad that I've moved on to that, because it means that I can still enjoy my wonderful Pokemon, but I'm not kind of stuck with the intense need to catch them all.
Yeah, it's a disease, really, and we must all be vaccinated so we do not catch them all. But Let's move on to something different now. Flame, I would like to hear your thoughts on this first. What are you hoping for from Gen 8, and what are you expecting from Gen 8?
Well, what I'm hoping for is, if we're to go with the mindset that the Let's Go games are kind of the gateway for the casuals to get into the main series, I'm kind of hoping that they'll dump all the needless tutorial shit in that, and hopefully the main series Gen 8 games will be more just letting you do your own thing.
Yeah.
Because a bit less handholdy. I don't mind having telling you what to do, it's just forcing you to play along with the tutorials that bothers me. Because that was kind of what killed the mood for me with Gen 7 in the first fucking 7 hours at Sun and Moon. Go here, do this, go here, do this. It just felt like one big long tutorial, and I checked out before I got to the main game itself, and it took a long time for me to get back into it. As for what I'm expecting, I really don't know that much. I'm hoping the new game engine is a lot more solid than the Gen 7 one, which was the already crammed to the brim Gen 6 one with even more thrown in, more than it can handle. Hopefully they've learned to optimise their shit, but we'll see, I guess.
Well, I mean, on that point, I think that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee will be a good test, because I'm assuming that is also part of what they're doing with that, is they're sort of testing the engine, seeing what it can do, what it can't do, seeing what works for them.
Hopefully it will look better than the Let's Go games, because that art style is fucking horrible.
I like it.
I like it too, but I mean, I can sort of see, I think they could maybe do a bit more detail in it. Maybe the proportions could be shifted more to what we've had in, say, Sun and Moon, because I did quite like the proportions of that game. But I think as a tester ground, it will be helpful to see sort of what works, what doesn't, and then moving forward they can then decide what kind of tactic and path they want to go down. Personally, I'm hoping that we do end up with a progression from Sun and Moon to sort of having that sort of unique narrative thrusts, because that was one of the things I did like about Sun and Moon and Ultra Moon, was that it was a different narrative thread than we've had for other Pokemon games, and it's something that they've been doing pretty okay with since around Black and White. I would say that was the first time that really they hit a narrative that was or felt somewhat different to the typical beat 8 gym leaders, beat the evil team, beat the league. That was, everyone was getting a bit fatigued with that.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so while we still had that with Gen 5 and Gen 6, they, in their narratives, twisted up the formula a little bit, and obviously we got a full twisting up of it in Gen 7. So I hope that they continue to sort of experiment with how the process works. I would like to probably see gyms return a little bit more.
Yeah, I need them, man. It's just satisfying to beat a boss and get a shiny thing. I've said this before, they're good waymarkers.
Yeah, I mean, what I would probably say is either having, 4 gyms, 4 challenges, but all of them have a gym battle at the end of it. I think that's probably the thing that most people perhaps missed in Sun and Moon, was that the challenges were fun, but what we sort of wanted at the end of all of them was a battle with the kind of challenge leader. The Totem Pokemon didn't quite do it for everyone.
Well, the totems were more annoying than anything when they keep summoning in their little allies and shit. That didn't feel like a battle of skill. That felt like a battle of endurance.
Yeah, and I think going to kind of more gym leader battle style, I think would be more effective, even if you changed it up as to kind of what you were doing within them, whether you were doing those more challengey type things or the more stereotypical gym puzzle type things. So I think that would be quite fun to do. I'm also, thinking about sort of what the region could be. I would quite like to see, one based on the UK, because I think you could have a lot of fun with that, actually. But then also, equally, it would be quite fascinating to see a region that you maybe wouldn't necessarily expect, like something based on Africa or something just a little bit more off-piste from where Pokemon games have been so far, because pretty much so far we've had Japan, France, and America.
Yeah.
And those are basically all of our regions. So it would be interesting to see kind of some different cultures. While I would obviously love a UK one, like maybe I was going to say Russia, but considering all the complications going on there, maybe not the best of ideas.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean with sort of like a generally snowier region, or something like Africa, or maybe like even India, or something sort of Middle Eastern in a way would be quite interesting, rather than going for the stereotypically Asian and stereotypically Western regions. But I'm quite happy either way with whatever we get, because it's always quite fun and quite exciting whenever it does occur. I just want it to be good and fun, and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Has there been any rumours as to what the region will be like? Because I've heard the word Netherlands thrown about.
That would be quite nice.
I haven't heard anything about that. They've been doing a pretty good job at defending from leaks this time around. I haven't really heard much about Gen 8. I suppose that's probably because all the focus is on the Let's Go series right now, so we'll probably hear more about it once they're out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I do recall back when they were doing, I think it was Gen 6 with Kalos, and I think it might have been because of the rock bit in that they did visit Stonehenge, from what I recall, but I think that's because of was it Geosenge?
Yeah, Geosenge.
Yeah, I think that's what they visited to get the basis for that. Because I remember people going, "Oh, might it be UK based then?" Because they'd done that visit. We'll see. I don't think there have been any particular rumours yet as to where the region might be based, but I suspect, probably within the next few months, maybe around January time.
Yeah, after Let's Go, I think.
After Let's Go, but because I'm pretty sure, hasn't it been almost always January time where we've had a sort of new Pokemon game trailer of some description, or like a teaser, and then they've come out with like the full initial trailer around March time? I feel like that's been pretty much the pattern that we've had. Teaser January, initial trailer March, kind of string of trailers throughout the rest of the year, and then it comes out around November time, and that's pretty much the Pokemon cycle.
Just while we're on the subject of Gen 8 and so on, because it's going to be on Switch, there was, I feel, a little bit of trepidation in regards to Nintendo keeping your cloud saves and whatnot safe, and this has just popped up on Twitter from Go Nintendo tweet. Nintendo will hold on to your Switch Online cloud saves for 6 months after you let your subscription lapse.
Oh good, they have fixed that one up, because that was, I know, one of the initial issues that people were having with the online service, amongst obviously many others. But it was that the initial announcements seemed to suggest that once you ceased subscribing, your cloud saves would be deleted immediately, at which point everyone was just like, oh my god, that's the worst thing ever. I mean, technically, yes, that is probably one of the worst things ever. Not necessarily worst things ever, but pretty bad. So to hear that, they are doing the same thing as I think it's what Sony does, of keeping them for 6 months and then getting rid of them, that makes a lot more sense, I feel.
I mean, it should be free, but
I mean, yes, but we are where we are, and unfortunately we can't change that one. I mean, you technically could, if you paid with your wallet and, didn't get it. I think that would kind of tell them you've not done a good enough deal, but then we all know that enough people are going to get the blooming system and service that Nintendo aren't necessarily going to realise that they made a major poor call with some of the decisions they've made with the online, and therefore it's not really going to change.
Well, that's because console peasants don't know better.
I mean, yes.
It is, because people just take this stuff, and it's the same with all the consoles right now, because they've all got mandatory charges for online gameplay at this point. There's no reason for that to be a case. I don't buy any of this, it lets them pay for the servers, because if you think, last gen, PS3 did it for nothing, you can still play games on PC for nothing online, and the fact that the Switch Online is still going to be peer-to-peer, so it's not really like they've got much more of an investment. They are literally just slapping an arbitrary charge on it.
Yeah, it's not the best thing that they have ever done. I think that, if the whole Nintendo Entertainment System idea was much more in line with, like, a Nintendo Netflix, I think it would be a much more palatable thing of thinking, look, I've got basically Nintendo's entire back catalogue of games. That would be a pretty good incentive, and actually I would probably buy into that, because, just think of all the games that you could have the possibility of playing. But then they're not doing that, so...
I just want to play Chibi Robo GameCube, is this so much to ask?
Nah, it's fine, like, they may have already had an established virtual console on the Wii and then another one on the Wii U, but let's start from scratch all over again, because that makes sense.
Well, of course.
That's a thing that I don't think anyone can defend. There is no reason not to have, like, a centralized system and database for old titles. It just seems like they're just doing whatever when it comes to putting these systems together in this day and age, I feel.
And it is one thing where they're desperately slacking behind their competition, because, like, I know the PS3 and the PS Vita had a thing where if you bought a game for one, you could play it on both of them.
Yeah.
So, like, to then be a whole generation later and Nintendo are still dragging their tail behind it really does show how behind they are. And I love that I've got bringing up these guys. Bit of an overreaction much. These guys following us, so let's blow up our fucking base.
Wow. I mean,
That makes sense.
Can't fault them for the dedication to the cause, but Jesus. Like, can we get a tarp over this thing? It's unsightly.
Yeah, and like, it's such a small thing as well, right? If you think about it realistically, you could probably jump that, but
Or, just put Rory down over the gap and just walk over her like a bridge. I mean, that's how the game treats women anyway, so ho-ho!
But I do love that in this situation, they blew that whole thing up, and then it's just like, yeah, we accidentally dropped the key to the main door, like the front doors, just over the other side. Oops, let's hope he doesn't pick that up. He's totally going to pick that up and come in through the front door, so yeah, they completely screwed up there.
Son of a bitch.
well done, Cypher.
Ooh, look at me and my own little tram system. How quaint.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's clocked onto a fucking train system in the under there. Like, you'd think that's kind of a big deal that they've been building that, but hey, whatever. They're too busy worshipping the giant idol screen.
Well, that's what... Oh, you bring up a good point, actually. Maybe she was just a diversion tactic.
Maybe? They let us use the lift here, and it's going to come down. We couldn't do that on the way down here, could we? No, I had to waste all that time.
What's with the Mountain Dew in the river, by the way? Is that like toxic waste, or am I just saying things?
I think that might just be some, like, sewer war, some shit. Like, this is not a nice place.
Yeah, here's your answer for why you can't use it on the way down, by the way, because you don't start off with a connection to it.
Yeah, you do. Like, there's that thing there.
Oh. Nintendo! Specifically the people who made this game!
God damn it, genius, alright. But yeah, there's the shortcut back to the thing. And before this part wraps up, there is one secret location that I did just get access to by picking up that U-disc there.
Uh-huh.
And that's the up one rather than under one. It can get a little bit confusing because there's a separate one which I think is the D-disc for down or deep.
Yes.
Which we'll come back with in the post-game. But for now, we're going to go up, and this is one tiny little diversion. But it lets us get an item, so fuck it, we're going to do it.
Well, yeah, just take it.
Is it a good item?
I believe it's a time flute.
Oh.
Although I may be proven wrong in a minute.
I do seem to recall there being a time flute that you can get from taking this somewhere.
I was right, fuck yeah.
Also, this transition cutscene has shades of Kingdom Hearts Hollow Bastion all over it.
Yes!
And down we go. Although it was much longer in Hollow Bastion, I'll tell you that much.
Yes!
I take it that's the point of contention, is it?
Not really, no, it's just something I felt I should bring up because it's a comparison and it's the end of the part and I'm tired and I'm cranky, I'm crying and I'm lanky. Thank you.
Yeah, we're lining ourselves up for another shitty outro.
Yeah, here we go. Ooh, what can I shit the bed with this time? I've got over a minute to decide.
No, you ain't. You got 20 odd seconds.
Ooh, well, let's see. What can I make a memorable send-off with? Flame, you got anything I could use against you?
No, everything's pretty transparent in front of you.
Melton is a Pokemon. Ta-da! There's your outro.
10 seconds, Rich.
I got nothing. See you next time for more of this and perhaps even a bit of that. Bye for now.
We really need to script those fucking things.